Have you ever reached the point where words don't matter anymore? Where silence says everything you never could? Imagine this: the most powerful move a man can make is not to fight for her. It's not to argue, beg, or explain. It's to vanish silently, completely, unapologetically. This isn't weakness. It's mastery. This isn't avoidance. It's evolution. Welcome to a journey of masculine transformation. If you're tired of bleeding for someone who walked away like you never mattered, this video is for you. Stay until the end. We're going to break down brutal truths, give real stories, and show you how to rise from heartbreak like a man reborn. Feel it once, then transform it, the warrior's guide to turning pain into power. Fire the brutal truth about heartbreak. Your heart is shattered. Your mind is racing. Every memory feels like a knife twisting deeper. But here's what no one tells you. This pain isn't your enemy, it's your mentor. The greatest men in history weren't forged in comfort. They were tempered in fire. And right now, you're standing in the flames. Performing art's the moment that changes everything. Most men make one fatal mistake after a breakup. They either numb the pain, alcohol, rebounds, distractions. Worship the pain, endless suffering, victim mentality. But warriors, they do something radical. They use the pain. Open book: the story of Max, from broken to unbreakable. Max proposed to his girlfriend of 5 years. She said no. Then left. For months, he was a ghost, drinking, skipping work, begging her to come back. Until one morning, he looked in the mirror and realized. The pain isn't from losing her. It's from believing I needed her to be complete. That was his turning point. 12 months later. Built a 7-figure business. Transformed his body. Met a woman who values him. His ex. She came back. His response? I'm not the man you left. Light bulb: the alchemy of pain. Pain teaches what pleasure never can. White heavy checkmark: self-respect, you'll never again tolerate disrespect. White heavy checkmark: true independence, happiness that doesn't depend on others. White heavy checkmark: unshakable standards, recognizing your worth. But only if you let it transform you instead of destroy you. Stop sign the two paths before you. Path number 1, the victim. Why me? Stuck in the past. Let's pain define him. Path number 2, the warrior. What's this teaching me? Uses pain as fuel. Let's pain refine him. Direct hit: your 3-step transformation blueprint. Feel it fully, then release it. Cry. Rage. Grieve. Once. Then stand up. The suffering stops today. The 90-day rebuild challenge. Physical: lift until the pain becomes strength. Mental: study stoicism, psychology, mastery. Social: cut energy vampires, build a king's circle. The Phoenix mindset. This didn't break me, it revealed me. Your best self is waiting on the other side of this pain. Rocket: the ultimate truth. 1 year from now, you'll look back at this moment and realize. This pain was the greatest gift you ever received. Because it forced you to become stronger than you knew possible. Wiser than you were before. More valuable than you imagined. That's the man who never fears loss again. Speech balloon: I transform pain into power. Drop this below if you're ready to rise. Fire: want the exact daily routine that rebuilds broken men into kings? Smash like and subscribe. Your rebirth starts now. The fire that burns you today will forge the unbreakable man of tomorrow. 2. The weapon of silence, how to make her regret losing you without saying a word. Fire the psychological power move you're not using. You want revenge? Closure. To make her regret walking away. Forget long texts. Forget angry outbursts. Forget begging for answers. There's one weapon more powerful than all of those combined. Silence. Not the weak, defeated kind, but the calculated, unbreakable silence of a man who knows his worth. Performing arts. Why silence works like a psychological drug. Science proves it, the human brain hates uncertainty. When you disappear without explanation, her mind races to fill the gaps. She questions every assumption she had about you. She wonders if she was the one who made the mistake. This is called the psychological vacuum effect. And it's your greatest leverage. Open book. The story of Daniel, how silence won his ex back. Daniel's girlfriend left him for another man. Most guys would blow up her phone, beg for another chance, try to convince her she's wrong. Daniel did the opposite. He white heavy check mark blocked her everywhere. No drama, no goodbye. White heavy check mark posted nothing about the breakup. White heavy check mark focused 100% on leveling up. Result. 3 months later, she showed up at his gym apologizing, crying, saying she'd made the biggest mistake of her life. Why? Because his silence forced her to face the reality of losing him, something no angry text could ever accomplish. Light bulb. The 3 levels of strategic silence. The withdrawal, 0 to 30 days. Absolute radio silence. No reactions to her posts/stories. Forces her to wonder, is he really done? The transformation, 30 to 90 days. Social media shows your new life, gym, success, happiness. Still 0 contact. Makes her question, did I underestimate him? The re-emergence, 90+ days. If she reaches out, respond with calm indifference. Never mention the past. Lets her chase your new identity. Stop sign. Why most men fail at silence. They break because they fear she'll forget them. She won't. They confuse silence with weakness, it's strength. They crave closure. Real men create their own. Direct hit. The ultimate mind shift. Your silence isn't about playing games. It's about white heavy check mark respecting yourself too much to beg. White heavy check mark letting her experience life without you. White heavy check mark becoming a man who doesn't need her validation. Rocket. The moment everything changes. When she expects tears. Rightward arrow. You give confidence. Anger. Rightward arrow. You give indifference. Begging. Rightward arrow. You give silence. That's when she truly understands what she lost. Speech balloon. My silence is my power. Drop this below if you're ready to transform. Fire. Want the exact step-by-step silence strategy? Smash like and subscribe. Your comeback story starts now. The quieter you become, the louder your absence speaks. 3. Stop explaining your worth, the silent power move that changes everything. Fire the harsh truth you need to hear. If someone walked away from you, they already made their decision. No amount of explaining, pleading, or justifying will change their mind. In fact, the more you try to convince them of your value, the more you devalue yourself. Performing arts. Why begging for validation backfires. Every time you send that long, emotional text, try to remind them how good you were together. Defend yourself when they've already checked out. You're not winning them back. You're just proving they were right to leave. Open book. The story of Ryan, how silence won his power back. Ryan's girlfriend left him, saying he wasn't enough. Instead of arguing, he said one thing. Okay. Then he disappeared. No explanations. No social media posts. No late night calls. 6 months later, she texted him. I made a mistake. You were always the strong one. Why? Because his silence spoke louder than any argument ever could. Light bulb. The psychology behind walking away. People don't value what's freely given. They value what's taken away. By refusing to explain yourself, you white heavy check mark force them to question their decision. White heavy check mark regain control of your self-worth. White heavy check mark become the one who got away. Direct hit. The unstoppable mindset shift. Real strength isn't in fighting for someone who left. It's in walking away and letting them live with that choice. Your silence isn't weakness, it's the ultimate power move. Speech balloon. I don't explain my worth. Comment if you're ready to embrace this mindset. Fire. Want to learn how to make them regret leaving? Like and subscribe. Your comeback starts now. The less you say, the more they wonder. For the law of indifference, the secret to becoming emotionally untouchable. Fire. The hard truth about moving on. Indifference isn't about pretending you don't care. It's about evolving to a place where her opinion no longer controls you. Most men think moving on means hatred or bitterness. But the real power? Peace. Performing arts. Why indifference is your greatest weapon. When you truly reach indifference, her texts don't excite you. Her silence doesn't scare you. Her presence is optional, not necessary. This isn't about her anymore, it's about your freedom. Open book. The story of Jake, from heartbreak to unshakable. Jake was devastated when his ex left. For months, he checked her social media daily. Analyzed every old text. Hoped she'd come back. Then something changed. He stopped waiting and started living. 6 months later, she reached out. His response? Calm. Polite. Unaffected. That's when she realized, she no longer had power over him. Light bulb. The 3 stages of true indifference. Anger. Rightward arrow. You fight the pain. Acceptance. Rightward arrow. You stop resisting. Indifference. Rightward arrow. You no longer care. Most men get stuck between 1 and 2. But stage 3? That's where real power lives. Direct hit. How to accelerate your indifference. White heavy check mark. Delete old messages, stop reliving the past. White heavy check mark. Stop checking her socials, out of sight, out of mind. White heavy check mark. Focus on your mission, build an unstoppable future. Rocket. The ultimate freedom. Indifference isn't cold. It's liberating. When you reach it, you'll realize. Her leaving wasn't the end, it was the upgrade you needed. Speech balloon. I choose peace over pain. Drop this below if you're ready to transform. Fire. Want the exact mental framework to master indifference? Like and subscribe. True emotional freedom starts now. The less you react, the more powerful you become. 5. Mirror, don't chase, the psychological power move that changes everything. Fire. The brutal truth about emotional investment. You are not her therapist. Not her emotional crutch. Not her safety net when she feels uncertain. You are her mirror. And the moment you understand this, everything changes. Performing arts. Why chasing destroys your value. When she pulls away, most men panic. They double text, over-explain, beg for reassurance. But here's what that actually communicates. White heavy check mark, I need you more than you need me. White heavy check mark, your distance controls me. White heavy check mark, I have no other options. Open book, the story of Chris, how mirroring won her back. Chris's girlfriends started becoming distant, short replies, cancelled plans, zero affection. Instead of chasing, he matched her energy. No extra texts. No emotional confrontations. No guilt trips. Result: within 2 weeks, she was the one asking, "Are we okay?" Why? Because for the first time, she felt the weight of her own behavior. Light bulb, the psychological power of mirroring. People treat you the way you allow them to. When you tolerate hot and cold behavior, disrespect, emotional unavailability, you teach them, this is acceptable. But when you mirror, they're forced to confront the reality of losing you. Direct hit: how to apply the mirror technique. Match her effort. If she texts once a day, you do the same. Never reward withdrawal. If she goes cold, you go colder. Let silence speak. If she's indifferent, show her what true indifference looks like. Rocket, the ultimate lesson. Relationships aren't about convincing someone to care. They're about demonstrating that you won't settle for less than you deserve. Speech balloon: I mirror, I don't chase. Drop this below if you're ready to change the game. Fire: want the exact scripts for how to respond to mixed signals? Like and subscribe, your power upgrade starts now. The less you chase, the more they realize what they're losing. 6. Build your fortress, the warrior's path to unshakable strength. Fire: the Phoenix Principle. Her walking away wasn't rejection, it was redirection. Every legendary man in history faced a breaking point. Bruce Wayne in the pit prison. Steve Jobs getting fired from Apple. Michael Jordan cut from his high school team. Their common thread? They built empires from their pain. Now it's your turn. Performing arts: why weak men seek closure, and warriors build. Most men make one fatal mistake. They obsess over why she left instead of who I'll become. Closure doesn't come from her explanations, it comes from your transformation. Open book, the story of David, from broken to unbreakable. After his divorce, David spent 6 months stalking her Instagram, begging for one last talk, drowning in self-pity. Then he discovered the fortress strategy. White heavy check mark: 5 a.m. gym sessions. White heavy check mark: building his consulting firm. White heavy check mark: cutting all contact. 18 months later, she came back, he declined. He's dating women 10 years younger. His income tripled. Pain didn't break him, it rebuilt him. Light bulb: the 3 pillars of your fortress. The body armor. Lift until your muscles ache more than your heart. 1% stronger every day. The mind mode. Study stoicism, psychology, strategy. Delete social media for 90 days. The purpose keep. Build something that outlives you. Let ambition replace attachment. Direct hit: the alchemy of pain. Weak men seek external validation. Beg for second chances. Remain prisoners of the past. Warriors use pain as rocket fuel. Let silence be their answer. Become unrecognizable in 12 months. Rocket: your invitation to greatness. 1 year from today, you'll look back at this moment and realize her leaving was the best thing that ever happened to you. Speech balloon: I build my fortress. Drop this below if you're ready to begin. Fire: want the exact 90-day fortress blueprint? Like and subscribe, your rebirth starts now. They thought they buried you. They didn't know you were a seed. 7. Never break no contact, the unbreakable man's path to power. Fire the hard truth you need to hear. No contact isn't a game. It's not a trick to get her back. It's a sacred vow to yourself. Every time you break it, you reopen healing wounds. You feed her ego. You betray your future self. This is where boys and men separate. Performing arts. Why 97% of men fail at no contact, and how to be the 3%. Science shows it takes 66 days to rewire habits. Most men crumble by day 17 because they romanticize the past. Remember when she fears she'll move on, she won't if you do this right. Confuse pain with love. Attachment is not equal to connection. Open book. The story of Marcus, how 90 days of silence changed everything. Day 1, blocked her everywhere. Day 30, deleted 1,200 text threads. Day 60, launched his side hustle. Day 90, she showed up at his job crying. His only words: "I don't live in the past anymore." Light bulb. The neuroscience of no contact. Your brain's addiction pathways treat her like cocaine. Each time you white heavy check mark check her social media, rightward arrow dopamine hit, rightward arrow withdrawal. White heavy check mark send just one text, rightward arrow relapse, rightward arrow reset recovery clock. The cure? Absolute zero contact for minimum 90 days. Direct hit. The 3 unbreakable rules. Digital detox. Delete, don't just archive, all conversations. Remove her from all social platforms. The 5-second rule. When urges hit, count down from 5 and physically move. The replacement principle. Every time you want to reach out, do 10 push-ups or read 10 pages. Rocket. The ultimate mind shift. No contact succeeds when your goal changes from "I hope she misses me," rightward arrow "I'm becoming someone new." Speech balloon. I honor my no contact, comment if you're committed. Fire. Want the exact day-by-day no contact survival guide? Like and subscribe, your freedom starts now. Silence isn't what you're losing, it's what you're gaining. 8. Let her sit with her decision. She made her choice. She walked away on her own terms. And as much as it hurts, as much as you want to reach out, to fix what's broken, don't. Let her sit with her decision. Let her feel the silence she created. Because rushing to rescue someone who left on their own is not love, it's self-betrayal. You gave her your time, your energy, your loyalty. You gave her the version of you that not everyone gets to see. And still, she walked. Now let her feel what it's like without your presence. Without your protection. Without the peace you brought. Let her realize that silence isn't strength, it's a mirror. And in that quiet, she may just see what she lost. But that's not your burden to carry anymore. You're not cold. You're not heartless. You're healing. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is nothing at all. No chasing. No convincing. Just letting go. Because at the end of the day, the lesson is this: never beg to stay in someone's life. If they can walk away from you, let them. Your peace is worth protecting. 9. They always come back, but you're already gone. She left. Maybe without warning. Maybe with words that cut deep. And for a while, you were shattered, searching for answers in the silence she left behind. But something changed. You didn't just survive. You evolved. You built yourself from the ashes of what she walked away from. Weeks passed. Months slipped by. Sometimes, even years. And then just like that your phone lights up. A message. A memory. A voice from the past trying to reopen a door that no longer exists. Because here's the truth they never see coming. They always come back. But by then, you're already gone. Not physically, maybe you're still in the same city, walking the same streets. But emotionally, mentally, you've outgrown her shadow. You've become a version of yourself she no longer recognizes. She's chasing the ghost of who you were. But the man she remembers is gone, buried beneath every lesson, every sleepless night, every moment you chose growth over grief. And now, she wants to reconnect with a memory. But you're living your reality. The lesson? Never chase what walked away. Because when you choose yourself, life has a way of bringing everything full circle. And by the time they realize your worth, you'll be too far ahead to look back. You didn't lose her. You found you. 10. Disappear like a god. When a man truly disappears not to punish, but to protect himself, he becomes myth. You don't vanish out of ego. You vanish to preserve your kingdom. You don't slam the door. You leave it open, but never look back. And when she finally realizes what she lost, you're no longer a man. You're a legend she can never touch again. Final. This isn't about revenge. It's about rebirth. When you stop chasing, you start becoming. When you stop explaining, you start evolving. So if you're ready to walk away not out of hate, but out of power, you're not disappearing. You're rising. My silence is my legacy. My absence is my power. Masculine men don't chase. They disappear stoically, silently, for good.